to a podcast, and I texted you earlier. I had a specific question for you because I'm listening to a podcast about N.W.A. and their beginnings. Okay. And I'm listening to the beginnings, the world-class wrecking crew era and things like that. And I'm listening. I'm like, that doesn't sound what Lonzo's told me before. So I texted you a question, and you replied back, yeah, it's basically full of S. But I'm going to play about a minute and a half of this podcast, Lonzo, and that's about as much time as they give to the world-class wrecking crew era, as I put it. So I'm going to just play this, and you stop whenever there's something that you want to clear up or elaborate on, or you think is just straight up BS. But this is from John Anthony HD. Bro has, a bunch of subscribers. I mean, this video alone has 343,000 views. So we got to make sure the real story gets out there. So here we go. I'm going to play this, and you tell me when to stop, Lonzo.
All right.
In the late 1980s, a street gangster in Compton by the name of Eric Wright was hustling throughout the city. Eric wanted to make a legit living to leave the gang life behind him after his cousin was shot and killed, so he decided to pursue music. Around this time, hip-hop was on the rise, with the likes of Run DMC.
Off top, okay, let's keep going, because that sounded weird to me. Let's go. Hold on.
The Game. PJ Rollins and Adam Miles. I love all y'all.
All right,
thanks for the support and enjoy the video. In the late 1980s, a street gangster in Compton by the name of Eric Wright was hustling throughout the city. Eric wanted to make a legit living to leave the gang life behind him after his cousin was shot and killed, so he decided to pursue music. Around this time, hip-hop was on the rise, with the likes of Run DMC, LL Cool J, and the Beastie Boys being at the top of the game. During this time, a guy named Jerry Heller was managing acts in the LA hip-hop scene. He managed a rap trio called CIA, which consisted of rappers KD, Sir Jinx, and Ice Cube. Heller also managed an electro group called World Class Wrecking Crew, which consisted of Shakespeare, Dr. Rock, Clientele, DJ Alonzo Williams, Mona Lisa, DJ Yella, and of course, Dr. Dre. In 1985, the World Class Wrecking Crew dropped their debut studio album, World Class, followed up by their second studio album in 1986 called Wrapped in a Romance. During this time, Eric would eventually meet with Jerry Heller to form his record label, Ruthless Records, who introduced him to Dr. Dre and Arabian Prince. After that, they would recruit Ice Cube to ghostwrite lyrics. In 1987, Eazy would also sign MC Ren and DJ Yella to Ruthless Records as they were gearing up to drop their first album. Eric wanted to do something that hip-hop has never seen before. Eric wanted to take his gangsta background and put it on a record, which was the birth of gangsta rap, because nobody was rapping about the things that go on in the streets. During a recording session in early 1987,
so that's pretty much it. Then they jump into the N.W.A. story. But I saw you shaking your head a few times over there, man.
Where is this guy from? Where's he from?
I can't even tell you, man. Keep talking, and I'll see if I can find out a little more info
like
from him.
AI bullshit.
I don't know. This sounds like a real person, but he sounds like he don't have his shit together. But talk to me.
He ain't got this shit together at all. He's way off. Jerry Heller never managed CIA. He had nothing to do with CIA. He didn't know they existed. When we got our CBS deal, I cut that deal. When I got the CBS deal, I got CIA signed to Epic before World Class Wrecking Crew. They gave him a single deal. And this is when I realized on my end, I didn't need Jerry Heller, nobody else to cut my deals for me. My lawyer and I cut the deal. And then when it came for the Wrecking Crew deal, we did the same thing. Ren, Shakespeare, and Clientele were never in the group at the same time. Never. Clientele left, Shakespeare replaced him. Simple as that. Now, there was a couple shows I think that he may have done collectively, but for the most part, we pretty much was a four-man group. It may have been one or two shows the Clientele was rocking with us. I don't remember that. He said it happened. I'm not going to debate it. I'm not going to refute it because it was so long ago, I don't remember. But man, that whole situation is all fucked up. Eazy was not a gangster trying to get out of the dope game. I mean, out of the gangbanging street, out of the gangbanging. He saw his cousin get killed. He knew where his situation was, and he knew that lifestyle only had two options: death or jail. And you already seen death. So death may have been in his cards if he didn't play the game right. Everybody forgets, man. Everybody forgets. Everybody think they know something. They don't know a damn thing. They don't know shit. When N.W.A. first dropped, Arabian Prince was already in the group. He was supposed to be in the group from the very beginning. Arabian Prince was part of Bobby Jimmy and the Critters. He was a part of JJ Fad. He produced JJ Fad, and he was also original member of N.W.A. He was already there. He was supposed to be one of the partners. And it wasn't until he realized that there was some money issues, he stepped off. I didn't introduce it. He was already there. So you got people just making up shit based on some cut and paste. I hate this with a passion, man. This is why I do my podcast. This is why I write my own books. This is why I do my own documentaries, because people get these stories so convoluted, and they won't have the courtesy to call and ask a question. They just find something over here and then make it and repost it or just reprint it. In this case, regurgitate it, and it makes it just don't make no sense, dude. It don't make no sense. It's not necessary because most of the players are still here, but they want to have what they call original content, and they won't even go to the real sources to find out the real facts. So you can at least, if you're gonna tell a story, tell it right. Tell it right, man. That's all I ask. Tell it right. That's why I'm here every Tuesday. That's why I do my documentaries. That's why I do my podcast. That's why I do everything I do. Because I know if I wasn't here to tell this story, I'd be blonde hair, blue-eyed, living in Tarzana, just having to pass through Compton on once in a while, just having to run across Straight, or somebody else would have did all this stuff. Man, come on, get out of here. Jerry Heller did not deal with group members. He met them. He didn't deal with them. He dealt with the bosses. He dealt with me. He dealt with Rudy. He dealt with Egypt. He dealt with Eric. He didn't go talk to Ren. He knew them. They were cool. But when it came to, it was no reason for him to talk to him. He was a businessman. The leader talks to the, you ever seen Cadillac Records?
Where, I love that movie. We just talked about it.
Well, to Cadillac Records, there was a scene where the guy told one of the guys in the band to turn the guitar down or something like that. And the whole bunch said, don't talk to my people, man. You want me to
Alan
do something?
Wolf.
Alan Wolf said, if you want my people to do something, you let me know. I'll make sure it get done. That's my job. So that was kind of the whole premise with Jerry Heller. He knew the guys, but he didn't go to them for no business. There was no need to. Eric was the man. I was the man. Egypt, Rudy, these were the acts he was working with. And anything else is bullshit.
Yeah, just about 30 seconds into that, I listening at before I even contact you, and I'm like, yeah, that's not right. That's not right. And the one thing I did text you was, quick question. Did Eazy E introduce Dr. Dre to Jerry Heller, or did you? I'm listening to a podcast right now, and I think some of the info is wrong.
It's
and
always
tell
wrong.
Me about that.
How do you get Lonzo getting money from Eazy to meet Jerry Heller? And if Dr. Dre was the one that introduced him to Jerry Heller. No, it makes sense.